Drake fans are turning on Lil Wayne. Akademiks even says he's never won a championship.
Because a lot of what Wayne did to get that throne was done in the mixtape era. And these days we look at a lot of albums as the championship per se, because we've almost like extinguished what's called a mixtape, or what he used to do called mixtapes. They're not existent on the platforms we now consume music on. He kind of looked like a guy who definitely revolutionized the game, like how AI did with, how he was dribbling and how he played. But he's kind of looked at as ringless. So these days when we talk about champions or we talk about the greats, you hear the Kobe's, you hear the Tim Duncans, you hear the obviously Jordan and LeBron, you even hear the Curry. You don't hear Iverson as much unless we're talking about a cultural basketball shift conversation. And also because the style, at least in basketball, has changed since AI was dominating. I think it's the same with Wayne to some extent. I think Wayne's legacy, like just watching how I'm hearing even now, and I feel like Wayne should be just so celebrated. I feel like Wayne's legacy is gonna age like that, honestly. Unfortunately.
What up, words? Your boy Charles Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Keep sending those Cashaps to CLBMG. Gang, they are going nuts out here. Lil Wayne went on Skip Bayless and basically said he talked to Kendrick. He gave the boy a call. Basically, I guess he congratulated him, and he also said that he told him he better kill that Super Bowl. Everything's good in Wayne world with Kenny. He even went so far to say he never even heard the diss record. He never heard the bar, even though we know that's not true. We know Wayne heard that bar because Wayne went on his Twitter talking about he will destroy, right? He's like, I will maim, kill, crush, destroy. I'm a monster. Don't bother me. Leave me alone, right? Wayne was really, really in his feelings. But like I said, and some other people have said, they believe Wayne was told that Kendrick said what he said, right? That nobody congratulated him. I think I let Wayne down. That could be true. I don't think Wayne is plugged in with music anymore. I don't think he's on a day-to-day plugged in with what's going on in the culture. I'm just going to be honest. So I don't believe that he didn't hear it, but it is possible. It is possible. I really think Wayne, he sips his cups. He probably watches football and gets on these interviews and probably half the time sleeping or something, like doing something business-wise. I don't think he's locked in to what Kendrick and anybody else is doing. But I do think someone told him what was said, and whether he heard it or not, he reacted to it. But when we had the little rumor of Jay-Z, that it was Joe Budden claims that Wayne went in a booth because he called Kenny and Kenny never responded. I don't know what that was about. Joe Budden said he had it on good authority. A lot of people reported on it. I reported on it. But Wayne actually came out and said he didn't go in the booth. That was fake news. So here we are. He went on Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless asked him what everybody wanted to know. Are him and Kendrick good? He says that he talked to Kenny. They are good, and he better kill the Super Bowl. Now, I don't know if he was positioning himself to get out of the nonsense, because the narrative, it's a lot of Kenny fans out here. They wasn't having it. Started tearing Wayne down. They started putting up his performances. It was a whole thing. I think for the most part, most of the internet did not believe Wayne deserved that Super Bowl. Yes, his fans did believe that, but most people, the narrative started to change that. Yeah, not Wayne. We're good on Wayne. I think Wayne had to reverse that narrative and just come out and say, I'm starting to look like a hater, because he was really starting to look like a hater. You didn't congratulate the dude. You had 3 different videos bitching about you didn't get selected. They took it from you. They snatched it out your hand when you was right at the cusp of glory, and they just came and took it. So a lot of people wasn't feeling that narrative. Now, I say all that to say this. After this interview with Skip Bayless, you know what Drake fans gonna do. You can't be in the middle. You can't be on the side. You gotta be 100% down to ride. If you ain't 100% down to ride for Drizzy, then you are a op. You are on the op list. I personally think he been on the op list with Drake. Something's going on with them too. Nobody knows what it is, but they are not buddy, chummy. I think there's an issue there, but they have not discussed it. I think that they already have problems, but they are keeping it close to the vest. Now, Drake fans are in shambles, have been in shambles for about, I want to say, 6 to 8 months at this point, and it's not getting any better. Drake is suing over the Not Like Us. It's just a disaster. They have scenario after scenario as to why he is suing, but at this point, they're coming at any and everything that doesn't go in Drake's favor. And so by Lil Wayne saying he caved in and called Kendrick Lamar, he is now a op. He is such an op that they are coming out in droves to destroy him. Now, mind you, 2-3 weeks ago, or maybe a month or so ago, when he got passed over for the Super Bowl, oh my God, you could have listened. They were going crazy. They were going crazy for Lil Wayne. How dare you? Like you passed him up. How dare? There was a whole movement. They were going nuts, getting every kind of ammunition on Kenny that they could find to discredit this man. It was never so much Lil Wayne love online. They were bashing any and everybody that had anything that wasn't flattering about Wayne and had anything to say good about Kenny. You know how a car does it. Like, you know how you could just do a whole U-turn. They're doing a whole U-turn on Lil Wayne. Even DJ Akademiks, who is the biggest Drake supporter, which we still don't know why, because Drake still ain't met this dude in his life. He don't take him nowhere. He don't let him come to the shows for free. He doesn't invite him when he's in town. He doesn't do anything for him. But somehow still, Akademiks is fighting for that #1 spot, which he has clearly lost to Maul and Rory, right? They both get a call before he will. But Akademiks is on his worldwide tour of, I don't want to say caping for Drake, but that's exactly what he's doing. And he's throwing up a lot of, he's dipping in a lot of people's legacies to try to ruin them, to try to kind of like throw salt on them. If he feels like that is a person that has been added to the Drake list, he's going to go live and find a way to bring that person down. And so now he's turned his sights on Lil Wayne. He had this live where he's talking about Lil Wayne's legacy may now be tarnished. Lil Wayne has, in essence, never won a championship. Can you believe this? He tried to negate all of Wayne's work to he's never won a championship. He's going to be looked at as an Allen Iverson. All right. And if you know basketball, let's just be honest. I'm just going to be honest. That's disrespectful. Because for one thing, we all love AI, right? We all love AI, but think about the memories of what you remember AI for, right? It's just going to be honest. You remember AI for 2 things, right? Well, a lot of things, but you remember AI crying on that bench. He was crying on that bench when they lost them playoffs, right? Because he never won a ring. And you remember him crossing up Jordan, right? Those aren't championships. AI gets mad love in the hood. AI was the first hip-hop basketballer. Let's just be honest. He was the one sagging. Now, we know North Carolina brought the baggy shorts and all that, but AI was hip-hop off the courts, right? AI brought the swag. He was like a damn rapper in the damn league, right? He couldn't rap, but he was like a rapper in the league, right? He had a posse. His entourage rode with him. He rode deep. He was thugging, and that's what got him in a lot of the trouble that he got into. He talked to them like, listen, I'm from the hood. This is who I am. I'm not going to change. He had the straight backs. He had all kind of, you know what I'm saying? He was doing braids and he was doing it very, very hood. He was one of the few and only. He changed a lot of things that we look at basketball. He changed it, but he never won the chip. And when they start naming players of greatness for all times, his name is going to be tough to stick in that top 10, top 20, right? I'm just going to be honest. It's going to be a lot of guys before him that got rings, got chips. So to make it like Lil Wayne was playing at a level, like he was crying on the bench, or he really only got one big play and it didn't lead to a ring is kind of crazy to me. I'm just being honest. Yes, we love AI, but we don't start talking about AI when we start talking about, listen, top 5, top 10, nobody's putting him in there. So Akademiks, which you would have asked him before this battle and before this whole thing with K-Dot, where Wayne was at, he would have been like, Wayne is a legend. Wayne top 5 all time. Right? Now it's, his legacy, I don't know, he's like an Allen Iverson, right? He's not a Jordan. He's not a what do you say, Tim Duncan? Like, he's just bugging out right now, trying to slander this man. And what Ak does, he tries to make it into something you got to kind of think about. You got to kind of debate it. He slides it in there with some other nonsense, and he'll make it like I'm just making a observation. No, he's trying to taint it. That stuff sticks. Just like with Lil Baby, he started calling Lil Baby slow. It stuck, right? People started acting like Lil Baby was slow. Lil Baby came back and was like, bro, I had straight A's in school. I had to skip a grade. I could have skipped 2 grades. I'm smart. But Akademiks has this narrative that Lil Baby can't read. He's slow. He dumb, right? What Akademiks would do if for whatever reason you fall on his side where y'all ain't jiving and y'all kind of back and forth got beef, he gonna go at you and go on his live and create a narrative about you that's gonna stick. So now this might stick with Lil Wayne. I'm just being honest. This dude has a following. So when he starts saying Wayne never won a championship, we all know that Wayne had many championships. I remember whole years where Wayne was running the whole years. I'm just going to be honest. It was years where Wayne had the whole rap game. Years. 2-3 years in a row, it'd be like Wayne. Like, they have a list. They was showing who ran rap that year. And Wayne is on there like 5-6 times. Right? I'm just being honest. So what he's trying to do is create a narrative that Wayne, he only was on mixtapes. He only had mixtape run. Wayne got a good 50 bona fide hit records, dead ass. Mixtape or not, features or not. Easily 50 records. I'm just being honest. It's way more than that. But if you're going to just solidify 50 records, you can't tell me a man with 50 records never won a championship. The championship is for the whole year. Am I correct? Or are you he's talking about, it's about based on albums. No. Championship is you ran that whole year. Right? Did you run 03? Did you run 06? Did you run 2016? This dude had mad years where he ran things. So Akademiks is wrong, but he's going to create a narrative because this is an affront to Drake. By you calling Kendrick and saying, we cool, kill the Super Bowl, that somehow, some way makes him an enemy now. And now they're turning on him and they're creating these narratives. Now Wayne not going to get all that love, all that fake-ass love that he was getting a month ago, right? A lot of that love going to start walking out the door because now he on the ops list. And see why that stuff is fake, it's not genuine. When they rally around you, it's usually because it's for another reason. They want to suck up that love so they can give it to Drake, right? That's where we're at with this. That's why a lot of these guys are after Jay-Z right now. Because that love that he's getting, they want to give that to Drake. So they got to damage him. They got to damage Jay-Z. They got to damage Wayne. They got to damage damage Kenny. Everything he does, they got to compare it, right? Even now, they trying to damage Doechii. I'm like, why y'all damage? What's wrong with Doechii? Doechii's getting considered for, what was it? Something. I don't remember what a Billboard or something. And they're like, them numbers ain't that though. Like, it's like they got to slander anything connected to TDE and Kendrick, right? It doesn't matter. It's like we got to slander it. We don't care. Everything is about numbers. Now, we already seeing where these fake-ass numbers really come from, right? We already seeing when Scorpion did 700 and something thousand. We realized that it was because it was put on every single playlist that Apple has, every single playlist that Spotify has, whether it was related to it or not. Yeah, you're going to do I can do 700,000 units if you put me on every single playlist, right? You dropping me in everybody's when it comes on. It's going one of my songs is second. So yeah, I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna have those streams, but they're equating streams to quality, and that's not what this is about. But it's gonna all make sense. But I just want to leave it at this: Akademiks it's just really corny. This is what they do though. This is why they don't know why they're corny. I'm just here to tell you why it's corny. All right? It's corny because it's not true. You're twisting the narrative. You're trying to equate one to the other. And Allen Iverson did his thing, right? Allen Iverson listen, he got a lot of records of his own, so we're not going to act like he didn't do his thing either. But we're not going to say Wayne is an AI. Wayne is not Allen Iverson. And that's a narrative that we all know. Anybody that knows basketball, knows rap, know that that's not the same. You know that. I know that, right? So at this point, it's slander. And his fans are going to run with it. They're going to take this, and you're going to see it up and down Twitter, up and down. You're going to see this where they start saying, well, Wayne never got a chip. I'm just telling you what it's going to be. This is what it's going to start saying. Wayne don't really have a chip. The young kids that don't really know, or the dudes that want to reverse the narrative because they're trying to make Drake bigger than what Drake really is. Let me know what you think in the comments. CLBMG. I got the shirts coming. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna catch y'all on that flip. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.